If you were to rate your employer or wherever you are on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you feel supported as a father? 10 being really well supported, 1 being they barely even acknowledge that I have a family, and if they had their choice, they would prefer I didn't. Something that I experienced this year, especially as the world kind of gets back to normal and I get to experience more dad moments with school and all these different things. I have an entrepreneurship business where I make my own schedule, and if I choose to go do something, I'm the only one that I have to argue with. Not everybody is in that spot. And this month of May has been a really busy parenting schedule, not from activities in the afternoon, not after school activities. Those have all just been as busy. But they've been doing a lot of different things during the day. There's different concerts in one school for my oldest daughter. There's family events for my other kids during gym class. There's concerts for my younger kids. And even next week, we have a color run coming up, which is after school. So that one's in a little bit different category. But I want to challenge anybody who has the potential to create change. And this could be anybody from the employee all the way to the CEO. That every time I'm sitting there watching a concert, watching a memory that only exists in this moment. I recently watched my daughter sing in her spring concert. It was a half hour, and that half hour only exists there. Now it's gone. There will never be a kindergartner spring concert for her with her voice, with her emotions, with her personality at that age ever. It is officially gone and no longer available for any types of regret, reminiscing, or, man, I wish I could have been there. All of that is just going to make you feel worse about the overall situation. Now, I don't bring this up to make you feel bad. I want to issue a challenge that, to me, a family-first workplace could be complicated because there are a lot of things that a workplace could start doing that would move the needle within the idea of giving dads more connection with their kids, give dads more permission to be dad. But one of them really hits home for me that doesn't require a lot of work, gets a lot of ROI, and people will remember how you reacted in that moment. Preparing for this episode, I was thinking back on the different moments that I was allowed to leave work or where I was the most supported at work. Most of those times were funerals. How sad is that? Think about it. Most workplaces will allow you to go to a funeral, whether it be a wake, a visitation, the actual funeral, and most of them probably, maybe depending on how close it is, expect you to come back at the end of the day, and they expect you to bring those little cards from the funeral home to certify that you were literally at a funeral. How sad is it? The only moments that are really supported are the ones where life is over. How sad is it that we only focus on bringing these ideas of support and being there and empathy at the end of life? And yet we ignore all these simple moments like a concert where life is happening. Don't support me on the way out. Support me while I'm here. Like when I had this analogy of why do people support people with funerals more than actual family events, it kind of pissed me off. Because this moment and this idea, this challenge that I'm issuing to anybody who has the ability to either ask or introduce this idea in their company, or if you have the ability to do it, a simple email would change everybody's day if you had the ability to do this. And the challenge goes like this. Doesn't matter what is going on in our workplace. The one thing that I want you to prioritize is family events. Not family vacations, not big ideas or these massive things that normal policies should be taken care of. But what if the CEO sent out an email today in your company that said, you no longer have to use your vacation to go watch your kids' recital? That you no longer have to do any of these things to be at a family event. All of these things that are family events are free of charge. That your priority is always to be there in that one moment that never comes back, that never has a second chance. And that moment is the one that matters most, and I want you to be there. Now, there may be some gray area if you're a person traveling, but I would even go further and say, I want you to reschedule a work meeting. I want you to reschedule a business trip because you have a family event. I want you to tell a customer, I can't be there on Monday. I'll be there on Wednesday. I've got this going on with my kid's school. How important would that signal to the person you're working with as a customer? Wow, that company really cares. Every time that I've seen a company prioritize the busyness of work, which never ends, over the instantaneous moments of family, they're buying essentially this emotional tank that these employees have within your company that eventually whittles down to where, like, you know what? The straw is over. The game's up. I am done. I am over. You can't take these memories from me anymore, and I am out. And how easy is it to take an employee to another company that has any version of family first, and maybe not as even as simple as, I want you to be at your kid's school events. Think about what you could do from a retention point of view. Think about how important it is to do this. I will never forget, I don't remember exactly who told me, but there was a company in our town where I live that the CEO was well known for leaving at 3 o'clock, not to go to the bar, not to go to golf round with his buddies. He was well known for leaving at 3 o'clock so they could be at his kids' practice and baseball games. How important of a signal does it mean to the company that the CEO makes time out of his day to prioritize being connected to family? How much would that trickle down for other people to have permission? Have you ever worked at that company where you can't leave before the boss? And if the boss works till 5:30, you have to work till 5:30? Or if he's the first one in every morning, then you're late and you should be also working to be the first one in? All of that bullshit just creates this fractured, manipulated truth that isn't reality. Who you are as a leader sets a tone of what is acceptable. Most of us don't plan it. Most of us don't focus on it. But I believe in a simple world, something that could have a lot of street cred, in a world where the Great Recession is kicking off and still having a lot of steam to it, a family first policy where it was simply stated, if you have a family event, you prioritize being there no matter what. How empowered would that organization be to support you in your business goals if they knew that you were supporting them in their family goals? Think about that. This was a long rant, but it was an important rant. I'd love to hear anybody that does this or anybody that is already doing it. Let me know. Ben@benkaloy.com, or hit me up on Instagram at Ben_Kaloy as well. Family first, family events are a priority above all else. That is all I have for you guys today, and I'll be back again with you guys tomorrow.